Would it be cliched to start by saying it was a dark and stormy night tonight? I can't help it if it's true. Well, it seems like lately, there are a lot of things I just can't help these days. What you have to remember is that I'm just a simple man, a generally honest man, who happened to get caught up in things bigger than himself. Like a sparrow sucked into a jet engine. Does that paint a colorful enough picture for you? I guess you want me to start at the beginning. Some Buddhists say that there are no beginnings to events. They claim that if you truly search for where something started, you'll end up at the Big Bang. Or whatever the hell it is you believe started this crazy, godforsaken universe. So, I guess I'll just start when I got involved. You might want to grab a seat. This one's gonna be long. This here is a tale of adultery, murder, and real estate. It was a day like any other. Kind of slow, but I wasn't too worried. Everybody needs a place to live and buy or sell. They eventually come to Del. My assistant burst in like she owned the place. And sometimes I tended to believe she did.
There's a client here to see you.
Great. Send him in.
It's a her. And I don't like her. My sixth sense is tingling.
Yeah, well, my sixth sense is tingling too. The sense to make some money. Send her in.
All right, Mr. Jones. Come on in here, Trick.
Then she came in. I've met beautiful women before, but good Lord, even her legs had legs. Please, have a seat.
I'm sorry. I'm not the kind of woman who lights her own cigarette.
Well, that's strange. Because you seem like the kind of woman who can do a lot of things. Besides lighting you up, is there anything else I can do for you, Miss?
Mrs. Preminger. I believe you know Mr. Preminger. He purchased some rental units through you last month.
Yes, of course. How is Bradley?
He is how he is. He's interested in purchasing a condo from you. This one, over on Chandler.
Oh, why don't you send him by tomorrow? I think I'll have everything in order by then.
My husband is a very busy man.
Then I'll call them right now and tell my secretary to send him the paperwork tomorrow.
I'm sure you still have all of his information on record. The condo's up for sale. You could just purchase it for him.
Mrs. Preminger.
Laura.
Look, if I'm being perfectly honest, this seems an awful lot like fraud.
And if I'm being perfectly honest, my marriage is a fraud. My husband's having an affair. I think he's planning on divorcing me.
Then divorce him.
I signed a ridiculous prenup, like Ocho Cinco and Evelyn. I'll be left with nothing. The least I could do is get myself a little place to live before he kicks me out the door with nothing.
It's hard for me to believe that there's a man in the world who would cheat on a woman like you. But I'm afraid I can't help.
Oh, Delroy, there's no one else who can help. Wow. Now I know why they always call it Del.
All right. No promises. But Oz. See what I can do.
Thank you, Delroy. Oh, thank you.
I'm just checking the door.
I'll be in touch. Delroy.
Maybe I should have listened to Indemnity and stayed in my own lane. But maybe I was helping a nice, soon-to-be-divorced lady settle into a nice home. And maybe she'd eventually like to share that nice home with a nice real estate broker. I had lured Bradley to come in the next morning with some hogwash about misfiled paperwork.
Delroy. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you, Bradley.
It's good to be seen. How's business?
Well, you know, market goes up, market goes down. And this crazy world just keeps spinning round and round.
For now. From what I've been reading in the papers, the Earth stopping to spin would hardly surprise me.
That's a rather dark way of looking at things.
These are rather dark times we're living in.
Now let's lighten the mood. All right, shall we? Sure. How's the wife?
Terrific. My marriage is better than ever. You've met Laura, right?
No, I don't believe I've had that pleasure.
We should all have dinner sometime. So, what is it again you needed me to come down here for?
Well, I'm afraid my secretary misfiled the papers on that unit you bought. I'm gonna need your John Hancock so that you don't get into trouble down the line.
Good looking out, Delroy. Glad somebody's keeping me out of trouble.
I slipped in the lease for the Chandler condo underneath. I never thought it'd be that easy for me to just break the law. But then again, I never thought it'd be that easy for me to just switch to boxers from briefs. But there I was, breaking the law with an increased sperm count.
All right. Anything else?
No.
All right.
Would you open that door, please?
All right.
I'm Unique. Would you take this to the county recorder's office and have them file this paperwork immediately?
Yes, Mr. Jones.
Thanks for stopping by. I'm sorry you had to come all the way down here.
Not a problem. Would you look into some property for me?
It's what I do.
I'm interested in buying a condo. There's a complex that's selling in the corner of Chandler and Woodman.
Chandler? Or Chandler?
Chandler.
Condo. On the corner.
A condo on the corner, a big building with units.
I'm familiar. Sure. I'll look into it right away.
Thanks, Del.
No. Thank you, Bradley.
Take care.
You take care of yourself.
I will. Seems no one else will. You take care of yourself.
You can bet on that.
I'm not a betting man.
But if you were.
If I were, I'd certainly bet the house. Or the condo. But I don't bet. So I'll bet nothing.
Then just take it to the bank.
I feel confident the bank will not cash that check. Good meeting as always, Del.
The pleasure is mine, Bradley.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
Math was never my strong suit, but I could always put 2 and 2 together. And now things were adding up to 6. And unless I figured out a way to subtract myself from the equation, the only thing I'd be counting are the days left on my sentence. I needed help. So I called Unique's brother, the Miracle.
What up, Mr. Jones? You sound a bit discombobulated on the phone.
I think I made a big mistake. Can I confide in you?
Go ahead, Mr. Jones, get your confide on. I'm like a locked safe without a key. Once a secret goes in, like solitary confinement, it's hard to get out.
Didn't you get off your last sentence by ratting on someone?
Hey, I ain't no snitch, per se. And when you facing 5 to 10, I believe sharing is caring.
Now I can respect that. It looks like I tricked someone into buying some property.
But you're a real estate agent. Isn't that your job?
Broker, actually. But he didn't know he bought it. I helped his wife acquire it with his money.
You hitting that?
No. Just a little, kiss. That's all.
Well, Mr. Jones, mixing business and pleasure. Game recognized game?
He planned on divorcing her, cheating on her. Thought I was doing the right thing. But then he asked me to help him buy that same condo.
Sounds like a quagmire, Mr. Jones.
That just about sums it up.
Yeah? I know exactly what this is. You're caught up in a mystery.
A mystery?
Yeah, it's all there. Plain as day. The femme fatale, the affairs, sneaking money around and whatnot. This is straight like out of a film noir.
What do you know about film noir?
They didn't keep their video collection up to date in the pen.
So what do you think we should do?
Don't worry about it, Mr. Jones. We'll figure out a way to bust this thug thizzle wide open and whatnot. Actually, I've been told I'm the Humphrey Bogart type, so this ought to be fun, we'll sneak around, collect clues and whatnot. Hey, maybe even do voiceovers. It was a dark and stormy night.
Oh, hold up the miracle. I'm the bogey in this noir. Plus, the best part of the voiceover is I don't have to actually hear you.
Yeah, you're right. I'll internalize my narration.
Hello?
Delroy, it's Bradley. I know what you did. Meet me at the Chandler condo now. We need to talk.
Hello? Bradley? Maybe he left.
Oh, snap.
What is it?
Is that dude?
That's dude, all right.
That must be his...
I have no idea who she is.
Well, I know who they are.
So there we were. In the right place, but it must have been the wrong time. We were in a pickle. A juicy pickle. A juicy pickle on the side of a sandwich, ham and Swiss on rye toasted. Hold the mayo. There's no getting around it. We were getting hungry. But more importantly, we were getting framed. And the sirens were getting closer. I let this go too far. We just wait for the cops and tell them the truth.
Whoa. Yo, I don't know what part of Los Angeles you live in, but the part of Los Angeles I live in, it might not be so easy for two black folks to convince the cops they had nothing to do with two dead white folks. Well, I think she Creole. Especially when one of those two black folks has 2 strikes on his record.
I needed a moment to think. I knew that if I just...
Are you for real voicing over yourself right now? Yo, we got to bounce, now.
We were out of luck and out of time. Answers were out of reach, and everything seemed out of our hands, spiraling out of control. One thing was for certain. There were sure a lot of common phrases with the word out in them.
Hello, thespians. My. Aren't the two of you looking very Inspector Gadgetish? Dare I say Clark Gable-ish?
What are you doing here?
Easy, big boy. You gonna buy me dinner first, or shall we brunch after?
Let the dame go. I called him over.
Thank you. So, did you call me over just to manhandle me? If so, you should call more often.
We need disguises.
Disguises? For what?
I don't know. This seems like a crucial part of any detective story.
Well, it'll be my pleasure to help. I'm always looking to help out a couple of private dicks in need. I think this is my masterpiece.
How do I look?
Like Jackie Childs?
I was gonna say a hybrid between Denzel and that little hottie Juan Valdez.
Suddenly I had a taste for coffee. Felt like all was lost.
Hey, Mr. Jones, you want some coffee?
She came in too conveniently. It was as if she'd heard my narration.
Yeah, I was listening.
Oh, wait. Was I speaking out loud?
You were.
She was probably listening.
I was.
Minnie, I'm in the middle of something here.
Oh, are you telling them about what happened?
Trying to.
But did you get to the part where I bust the whole thing wide open?
I was just getting there.
Well, that's my favorite part.
Now, where was I?
Hey, Fabian. Hey, Mr. Jones. Hey, Jamaica.
You could recognize us?
Oh, yeah.
And these mustaches are a bust.
Well, I know where I'm not wanted. I'll gather my mustaches and leave.
Oh, my. Who is this man of intrigue and mystery?
And someone here said my mustaches don't work.
Never mind him. Monique, what do you got for us?
Well, I'm not sure, Mr. Jones. Up is down, black is white, Crips is bloods. Well, remember that white lady I never trusted? Well, I decided to do some investigating of my own, and I tailed her ass.
Tailed her ass.
That means follow, Mr. Jones. Good job, sis.
Thanks to Miracle. Guess what I found out? That lady that tricked you in buying her a condo with her husband's money was already a tenant of that condo.
What does that mean?
It means we're getting closer. Yeah, it's me. I know what you did. Meet me out of my office in 1 hour, or I'm going to the police.
It's been over 2 hours.
Man, if she doesn't get here soon, I'll...
You what? Follow me around town again? Oh, yeah. I could spot that tacky neck art from a mile away.
How about I spot tacky neck art your face with a black eye?
All right. I'm not going to get anywhere by fighting. The miracle?
No.
You mind?
Let's cut the sexy charade, shall we? Look, you bought that condo with Bradley's money.
Yes.
But you were renting that condo?
Yes. Also with Bradley's money.
Doesn't make any sense. I want the truth.
I was renting.
I said, I want the truth.
I was buying. I was renting. I was buying. I was renting. I was buying. I was renting. I was
Ooh,
buying.
Mr. Jones, let me get a few hits in. No.
I was renting. And I was buying. Don't you see? I'm not his wife. I was his side piece. He put me up in that condo and promised me he would leave his wife. But when I found out he was full of hot air, I had to fill them both with hot lead. And now, thanks to you, it looks like he was buying the place for me. And in other words, planning on leaving her for me all along. And eventually, the police will deduce that Laura, his wife, killed him out of jealousy and then killed herself out of despair. Poor thing. Case closed. You'll never see me again.
But what if I go to the police and tell them what you just told me? That you architected the whole thing.
Then I'll go to jail for homicide. And you will go to jail for fraud. Toodles.
Forget it, Mr. Jones. She's just a side piece.
So there you have it. The whole shebang. Or, as my associate DeMiracle would put it, this, that, and the third. I know what you're wondering now. Why am I telling you all this? Why am I implicating myself on record? Can't this tape send Delroy straight to the big house? All great questions. My days of playing detective are over.